Hey, good morning, everyone. I could not be here today to run the listing magnet training as I am out learning, and I could not work around this because this is a REMAX sponsored event in Somerset that I'm attending, and I couldn't make them move the thing for me. So I did want to, of course, still host and leave you guys with some great information. So today we are going to talk a little bit about Google Business Pages. That is your business page on Google. This is very important because everyone in the room and everyone watching Google's everything, right? We barely and rarely go to the URL and type in something. Pretty much everyone's using Google. When you open up your browser, it's probably going to Google. I don't know the last time I've seen Bing on anyone's computer or Yahoo searches. Everyone is on Google, so you want your business page there. Everyone's using it. Clients are Googling you, and it's better to be part of it rather than avoiding it because everyone is using Google. Another reason is it gives us more control. And I'm going to tie this into listing, so bear with me. It does give us more control than Zillow, who from time to time could be volatile. Last year, they did take down the reviews. For those that remember, they took down the reviews for a couple days, a day or two, and said it was a glitch. But who knows what they do? And if they ever wiped it out, we would not have any reviews anywhere else. So to me, it's more control, not just relying on Zillow reviews and having it where you know it's there and you can direct people to it because who knows what Zillow does. The other thing about Zillow is it's very restrictive. I had a problem early on with Zillow in that my investors that I worked with could not write multiple reviews because their algorithm is such that you can't use the same IP address, you can't use the same email address. So think about an investor. I could sell 10, 20 houses a year with someone. They could only write me one review because they would have to create a separate email address for each review and go find a separate computer to use. They're not doing that. So it's a little more restrictive with Zillow than Google Business Pages. So that's another reason you can get multiple reviews from one person if you're doing multiple transactions, which really does help, especially in a position like I was. And the most important reason I believe is that the difference with Zillow versus Google is someone Googling real estate agent, realtor, they're looking for an agent. Someone on Zillow is more likely looking for a property or at a property and selecting an agent on the right. Now, there is Agent Finder. I think that's advanced. I don't think everyone does the navigating around the website and looks at and finds the Agent Finder button and then puts in a location of where they're looking for an agent. I don't know that everyone's using that. I think more than likely people are searching their towns, etc., and then landing on a property or landing on comps, what they think are comps, and then selecting an agent that's there. So I'd rather be on Google where someone is specifically typing in realtor, real estate agent, help buying, help selling a home, where that's leading them directly to my business page if I'm marketing in that area. So if you don't have a Google business page, Valentina will share the link with you guys. It's an easy link. I just Googled it, how to create a Google business page. And you guys should and need to create one. Of course, put your bio, put your headshot. That's absolutely mandatory. But it does ask your hours of operation. And just FYI, Google looks at your response rate because they don't want to promote people that don't respond as they want to be the destination for all things. So they want effective and reactive agents and people subscribing. So make sure if you put your hours are 9 to 8, you're answering the phone at 7:30. Now, can you miss a call? Absolutely, we're human, but don't put hours that you do not anticipate and will not answer the phone on. If you miss one or two, it's okay. But if there's consistency in missing calls, guess what Google will do? They won't promote you and obviously push your page. So take your time before you leave today. This isn't going to be an hour-long meeting, but take your time to Google or you get the link from Valentina of how to create a Google business page. If you have one already, kudos to you, 2 thumbs up. But if you don't, make that your first to do, and it does not take a while. It's very simple and quick to do. Create a Google business page, one. Next step, and this is the fun to me, especially if you already have a Google business page, is we're gonna boost your reviews on there. So if someone lands on it, you look like the producing agent that you are. So what you're gonna do here is you're gonna open up another screen, browser, whatever, and tab, and go to Zillow, look at your profile, pull up your reviews, and you're going to one by one copy those reviews, go back to the client that gave you a review, and say, hey, John, hope all is well. Hopefully, you're in touch with these people because now you got to ask for a withdrawal. Hope you've made a deposit lately and checked in. But you're going to go to John or whoever and say, I hope you remember writing me this Zillow review. I really appreciate it. I need one more favor. I've cut and pasted below. If you don't mind, please copy and paste it to Google, as Google is the place that everyone searches for information, and it would really help my business if I could be found on there. And part of what helps me get discovered and found on there are reviews. So here's the link to my Google business page, and here is the review that you wrote for me before. All you have to do is click on my Google business page, cut and paste the link in. If you don't have a Gmail or Google, you may need to create an account or just sign in, but it really helped me grow my business. I'd really appreciate it. So if you can get all or 90 or 80% of your reviews that you have on Zillow onto your Google business page, that will be tremendous. Again, their algorithm is less restrictive, so you should have no problem doing this. And the other thing that's great is any current clients that you have, you can have them write reviews for you. I'm actively working with Olivier to show me rentals, to help me buy a home, to he's selling my home. Those people can write you a review. Here is a quick tip. Most people have writer's block, and I'm telling you this from experience. When I have agents write themselves bios, they don't know where to begin, a big percentage of them, and they need help. So what I've done is, when I need reviews rather, is I've written out what I believe the experience has been like for the client. I don't overindulge and make myself to be the greatest thing since who knows what. I just give what my depiction is of how it's gone. I've been working with Olivier. He's been very informative. He's explained so much to me that I feel more empowered to buy a home and feel more confident that this is the right decision. And when I do find that home, will be more likely to pull the trigger because of all the information I've received. He's been very responsive and really working in my best favor, etc. So however you feel it's going, but if you're not responding, don't say responsive. If you're not educating them, don't say that you're educating them, because they're not going to cut and paste it, and then they probably won't know what to say, and that's a big hurdle for why people don't write reviews. So I like to help them and encourage them to by kind of giving them some direction. And I did this with about 30 people, and I think 28 of the 30 cut and paste exactly what I wrote and wrote the review for me. So that's the quick tip on how to get your current people to write reviews for you. No limit, and get as many as possible. I knew Zillow's algorithm with that, and I remember the rep told me it was some weird number like 28. You want to get to 28 reviews, but I think that's changed obviously as the business has really scaled and grown. But get as many as possible, as many people as you worked with, as many people that wrote you reviews. Get as many reviews on Google as you can. And I am working on a theory that I have, and the theory is something I elaborated to, which is people go on Zillow to look at homes, look at comps, etc. I think with Google business ads, when people type in looking for a realtor in Cranford or whatever town, looking for a real estate agent, I think there's more sellers. So I don't know this. This is my theory. So I'm going to do some research on this and see if I have any, if Google has any data on it, and talk to a couple people using Google business ads and business pages, etc., and local service ads to see what their experience is and what percentage are buyers versus sellers. Once I can really have that down, we'll definitely go full steam ahead of doing Google local service ads if we realize that a lot of them are sellers. Sorry, it looks like I lost you for a second, so I'm going to repeat that last part. So my theory is websites like Agent Pronto, Home Life, Fast Expert, etc., that are generating seller leads, they are doing pay-per-click and ads on Google to when someone types in looking for a seller because they're not on Zillow. If that's how they're getting in front of sellers to generate these seller leads, we can do it too. So I'm going to do some research to see what information is on Google as far as any tracking that they've done, how many are buyers versus sellers, if they have any, and talk to some people that are doing the Google service, local service ads now. And once I can find out if that seems to work where you're getting sellers from it or half are sellers, then we will go full steam ahead at implementing this and really helping everyone do it. It's cost effective from what I've heard so far for a couple agents that I'm working with to implement this into their lead gen strategy. So that is why this is important. Also, when someone Googles you, you want to have a little more control of what they find. So you obviously, if they're Googling you, Google ad, your business page will run higher and rank higher. So you can control the reviews there. So that is the task for today. If you don't have a Google business page, please go create one ASAP. You should do that before you leave, as we're only 12 minutes in here. So you have plenty of time to get it done. It'll take you less than 12 minutes. And if you do have one already, let's work on getting those reviews. Every single person that wrote you a Zillow review, cut and paste it, send them the link to your business page, have them put it on Google. And if you don't have at least 20, 30 reviews, or if you're a newer agent, anyone you're working with actively, have them write you a Google review, and also have them put it on Zillow. But have them write you a Google review if you're newer. Have them write it on both. They can use the same review on both places. And right now you do need both. I'm hedging on the future being more Google. So that is it. Any questions? I'll be back in the office after my Remax training event that I'm at. So I'll be here to answer any questions. Email me, text me, call me. Of course, in the meantime, if you need me, otherwise, happy selling, everyone. And let's work on getting this done before you leave today. Thanks, everyone.